This is ANN News Brief.
Guinea's President Alpha Condé has delayed a disputed constitutional referendum that was meant to hold on Sunday. Legislative polls have also been postponed for 2 weeks because of concerns raised by international observers about the electoral roll. Last week, an organization of French-speaking government, the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, withdrew its poll monitoring mission, citing the presence of nearly 2.5 million problematic entries on the electoral register. There is increased pressure over a claim that 81-year-old Alpha Condé is holding a referendum on the constitution just so he can extend his rule for 12 more years, despite the risk of mass unrest and a major dent in the health of Guinea's mining economy. At least 30 persons have died since October in protests against the proposed constitutional changes. The opposition says it is boycotting the referendum and legislative elections, which it calls a sham. The new constitution would impose a limit of 2 6-year terms, up from the current 2 5-year terms. It does not specify whether terms served under the previous constitution would count, but Condé has suggested they would not. One of the 2 men in Guinea-Bissau who had been declared president of the country has resigned. He left on Sunday after just 1 full day in office as political tension in the nation deepens. Guinea-Bissau had 2 presidents and 2 prime ministers as of Saturday after Umaro Sissoko Embalo, the inaugurated winner of December's elections, sworn in a new premier, but Parliament appointed a rival interim president. Interim leader Cipriano Kasama has now stepped down, saying he took the decision to protect his life, his family, and his people whose lives he said were in danger. Kasama said he has no security. Despite the resignation of 1 president, Guinea-Bissau still has 2 rival prime ministers. The flurry of clashing appointments adds to the confusion that has reigned since the December 29th presidential runoff election in the country. We'll be right back.
We are on the road every day, canvassing throughout Africa for news you really need. We follow the story everywhere, from every corner of Nigeria to the wide African expanse. We bring you what's making headlines. We connect you with news you can use. ANN, African News Network, in a truly African spirit.
The United States say it will provide Zambia with $389 million in a new 1-year bilateral grant for AIDS relief. Zambia's Ministry of Health said in a statement the payment will start in October after congressional approval. The grant under the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS relief follows a meeting on Zambia which was held last week in Johannesburg. The meeting reviewed key policies, strategies, and activities to be undertaken towards the goal of achieving epidemic control of HIV. Zambia's Health Minister Chitalo Chivuya says the meeting marked a milestone in the Southern African nation's collaboration with donors in enhancing provision of quality healthcare services and accelerating the nation's progress towards attainment of epidemic control of HIV and AIDS by 2020. In addition to the $389 million, Chivuya said the United States would give Zambia funds specifically for the voluntary male circumcision programs. That is ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.